Did you know that Czechoslovakia was only around 16% Slovak? Overall, with 65% Czech and Slovak population, it was Europe's most diverse country. It could have been called Czecho-Germania instead, because there were more Germans than Slovaks there. In 1921, Czechoslovakia was 23% German. If we count only the territory of today's Czechia, Germans made up 31% of the population at that time. Today, Czechia is 0.2% German. The Hungarian ethnic regions ended up in Czechoslovakia because Czechoslovak forces annexed them after the First World War, violating the demarcation lines twice. The region remained undefended because Hungary disarmed its army at the request of the Entente, after they promised the Hungarian government that if it disarmed its army, the new borders would be drawn fairly along ethnic lines. Edvard Beneš was a key Czech politician, diplomat, and statesman who played a central role in the creation, survival, and post-World War II reshaping of Czechoslovakia. Beneš said that a referendum must not be held, because then Czechoslovakia could never have come into existence. André Tardieu, Prime Minister of France for 3 terms, writes in his book La Paix, "The reason why there couldn't be a plebiscite held in Upper Hungary torn from the motherland is that in this case Czechoslovakia wouldn't have been formed due to the non-content of the population. This is proof that the creation of Czechoslovakia was more of a tool for the Western powers to divide the region than a genuine exercise in self-determination of the people, creating an unstable state that didn't even last 100 years through abuse of power by the victors and predatory annexation. Instead of bringing eternal peace to the region, it only laid the groundwork for future conflicts even more. The Czechs and Slovaks deported roughly 2 to 3 million of Germans and 90,000 Hungarians from the country, and colonized the empty homes with Czech and Slovak settlers. The city of Košice, Kasa, was 22% Slovak in 1900. Today, it is 83%. Bratislava was 18% Slovak in 1900. Today, it is 90%. In 1920, 650,000 Hungarians lived in the Slovak part of the country. Today, there are 422,000, due to mass deportations, disproportionate population exchanges, and forced Slovakization. Although Czechoslovakia no longer exists, the Hungarian regions are still part of Slovakia. By the way, in both Czechia and Slovakia, the 1947 Beneš decrees are still in force today, according to which Germans and Hungarians are collectively guilty, despite the fact that the decrees contradict the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights. The Czechs and Slovaks claim that the decrees are only of historical character. The truth is that they still use the decrees to retroactively seize land from Hungarians just because their grandparents were Hungarian. What's more, the Fico government recently passed a law under which anyone who denies or criticizes the Beneš decrees can be punished with up to 6 months in prison. All this in 2026, in the heart of Europe.